Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. I'd like to thank all of the people who have subscribed to my channel up to this point. We've now passed the 2,000 mark, and I appreciate each and every one of you, sincerely. Seriously, I appreciate you all. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up like button, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever a video comes out if you like this kind of content, these types of videos. Today's video is a little different. The story is going to be about something that took place as I was growing up in Maravilla in East LA. I was a very young kid at the time. I was still in elementary school. And I remember my house being boarded up, the windows being boarded up in the front. Some of the side windows were also boarded up. Reason being is that people were driving by my house and shooting at it. They were just shooting in through the windows. You know, the glass was breaking. Bullets were hitting the walls and different things, different pictures hanging on the walls and stuff. So my parents put up boards to try to reinforce it, try to make more protection for us. Several nights we had to sleep in the dining room, which was in the middle of the house. So with the windows boarded, we'd shut off the lights. We'd all go to sleep in the dining room. It was myself, my mom and my pops, and my two littlest brothers, and one of my older brothers living there at the time. And the reason why that this was happening was my oldest brother was from the neighborhood. I wasn't. I was only in elementary school at the time. I was very young. And he had went to the Dodger game with some of his homeboys. And there was an incident where a guy from another neighborhood, another Maravilla, got unlived, right? So word got out that my brother was involved. They came, they picked him up. My brother had never been arrested. He didn't have any type of criminal record or anything. And he decided he was going to testify against my homeboy, his homeboy at the time. And besides that, the people that got hurt at that Dodger game, that got unlived, they knew where he lived, you know? So that house was getting bombarded, you know, to the point where my mom decided to move us out. Now, we owned this house. My parents owned this house. We weren't renting this house. We were living there, and they were buying it. She figured she'd raise her kids there, and you know, the way it usually goes. Leave it with one of the children or for the kids or whatever the case may be. Anyways, we ended up moving out to Cudahy to get away from that danger. Well, they moved to get us away from it mostly. But I was doing real poor at the school in Cudahy. That school was much different than the school I went to. I went to Humphreys Avenue School, an elementary school right in the heart of my neighborhood. And it was a rough little school, you know. We had our little gangs, our little cliques. We'd have fights, you know, little gang fights in the empty lot across the street. You know, 15 on 10 or 10 on 10, 15, whatever the numbers were. We'd get down with each other, you know. It was crazy. We even went as far as walking down from Humphreys Elementary all the way down Ford to Ford Boulevard to go fight with the kids that had their little club or whatever, the Royal Knights or Royal Kings or whatever. I don't even remember the names we were using at the time. But yeah, we literally just walked down the street, breaking bottles, saying our little gang name. When the crossing guard tried to stop us, we threw rocks at them and called them all kinds of FUs. Like, we were some crazy little kids, you know. Anyways, they moved me to that Cudahy school, and I stuck out like a sore thumb. You know, I was on a whole other level. This school was chill, you know. Yeah, I couldn't function there. And my grades were dropping. I always did real good in school. They had skipped me from the 2nd to the 4th grade. because the teachers felt that one of the reasons I was acting up is because I was bored. The work was too easy for me. So they skipped me the 3rd grade. I never attended the 3rd grade. In any case, my parents finally decided it'd be better if I got back to the school where I was at and get back on whatever trip that I was on over there, rather than the way I was acting in Cudahy. Anyways, we moved back into the house. My brother joined the Marines. My homeboy went to prison. And things cooled off, you know. During the time we were away, even my dog got shot. You know, they even shot my dog. We had left my dog there, and we'd go and feed him, you know, periodically. If not, the neighbors would. And yeah, they shot my dog. We had to go take him and get the bullets taken out and get him sewed up and stuff. It was a bad deal, you know, to be a kid and you know, waking up at night to gunshots and bullets flying through your house, you know. And a lot of times we don't realize the things we do, how we affect our families, how we affect the loved ones in our lives, you know. We put them in danger, you know. My mom could have got shot, or my pops, you know, or one of us kids could have got shot behind something that my brother was involved with, you know. You'd think I would have learned from that, but again, growing up, same thing. My brother, yeah, he was out of the picture, but now I had gotten into the neighborhood. I'm not going to explain how that took place or why it happened or how it happened. That's for another video. But it was partly to stop the things that were still happening to my family's house and towards my family, you know. Anyways, that's another video. What I'm trying to point out is the danger that we put our families in. You would think I learned from all of that, and still I went and got myself mixed up in my neighborhood, and you know, at least the times they shot at my house was while I was there and outside, and they were shooting at me, you know, not just coming by and shooting into the house, and that changed a lot because the rules changed, you know, the drive-by rules. You know, there was no more shooting in the houses. You had to run up on somebody or walk up on somebody. And that cut down on a lot of innocent people getting hurt. Because a lot of children were getting hurt, you know. But regardless if the rules changed or not, still the things we do, we endanger our family when we endanger ourselves. And that stuff could follow us back home and could surely affect our family. Sleeping in that dining room with my family and having to hit the floor sometimes when we weren't ready to go to sleep because bullets were literally flying through the house, whizzing through the house, you know. And it's a bad deal for a kid. That's very toxic to a young kid, you know. I'm gonna do a video on how toxic things are to a child and how they're effective, you know. Anyways, I just wanted to do a video about this. There was a lot of houses in my neighborhood that were shot up. Some of them were from my neighborhood, but mostly they were people from other neighborhoods, you know, whose houses were full of bullet holes, you know. And yeah, it's just a danger that just goes with living in the barrio and being involved, you know, getting yourself involved with it. So think about what you do before you do it. Remember, whatever you do could highly fall back. You know, the chance of it falling back on your family is very high, you know. We got to think about the ones we love, you know. And I'm going to end this video with that. The lessons are obvious, you know. I'm not going to speak and start sounding too preachy, but I think everybody could see what happened and what the result was, even as far as having to pick up my whole family and move, you know. Luckily, we were able to get back into our home and continue to live there for another 25, 30 years, you know. Anyways, this is my video for today. Thank you for watching. And I'd like to do more videos like this about growing up in the neighborhood, some things that I went through in my youth that made me the person that I am today, or that I was back in the days, you know. How it molded me and changed me and turned me into the person that I had became, and how it ended me in jail several times, and also how it ended me in prison a few times, you know. Anyways, it's all bad. My advice would be to any youngster, hey, go to school, man, get training, get a job skill, and go get that money, you know. I moved out of my house when I was 16 years old. Even though I was involved with all of this, I moved out when I was 16, had my first apartment, had my first son. I don't recommend that for everybody, but that's how it worked for me. And I never went home after that. I always lived on my own or with somebody. Anyways, that's a whole other story. I'm not going to get into that. I just want to mention that and saying that we got to make good choices. And even making good choices, we can't have one foot in, one foot out, because I did that for years and it doesn't work. You know, I kept on getting tripped up, getting caught, and ending up in jail, driving around with bullet holes in my cars, you know, getting more scars on my body than I ever dreamt that I'd have at this age. Anyways, we'll speak more on this in other videos, and I hope these videos help somebody. If it helps one person, they're worth doing. They're all the work of doing all these videos will be worth it if it just helps even one young man or young one, a young woman, do good in life, you know, and have a good, successful life. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Cali Legends Media, and there's a lot of videos already on file that you could go back and watch and enjoy, get some insight on. Some of the stories are interesting. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.